Hello guys, how are you? I hope you all are doing good. So it's been a long time that I have been in this channel and I haven't uploaded any video, but that's how it is. So today I have gone through something that electoral bond. They are widely in news, so I thought to make a quick simplified video and interpret it in the good decisions that how it is going on. The electoral bond. So basically today we are gonna interpret the electoral bonds. What are these and how it is done? Uh, Basically what are all about this, what are the judgments and how it came to all about it. So electoral bonds that as you can see the BJP is the largest party which is having the electoral bonds. Basically isn't they are in power, so obviously they are gonna have the much share in the electoral bonds. And the second is the INC, that's the Congress. Yeah, which was also usual that they are the second largest party and the main opposition party in the Lok Sabha and the various countries. But the exceptional thing is that the Tribunal Congress, they are the third party. That's a strange thing. Basically, they are having the presence only in majorly in West Bengal and some nearby states, which are also the small states. But they are the most third party. So let's look into it. That's what are the electoral bonds and how it is going on. So basically, we will break the electoral bonds to understand it in the wider detail. Bonds in economics, we have gone through the government bonds and the corporate bonds, green bonds, and the several bonds, masala bonds. Basically, these are the instruments through which the bearer issue the issuer the issuer get the money from the market. Like for example, when the government issues their bond, government issues their bond, they are called the government bond. That the government issues this paper that that buy this paper at the 100 rupees, and in future after 2 years we will give you the 10% return, which will become the 110 rupees. So that's how it is. And when the electoral thing comes related to the election, and it becomes the electoral bonds. So electoral bonds come into being in 2018. The then finance minister Arun Jaitley passed this legislation, proposed this legislation in Parliament, and it got passed. At that time, he said the main thing is the regulation of the political funding. Okay, but it is not so much. And the another thing is the providing the looking around the how the money is uh, going in the political funding and the political activities, but it hardly satisfy all these issues. Electoral bonds. Now we'll look into the how the electoral bonds work. Like government had said that only the SBI bank can provide the electoral bond. Like for example, the huge businessmen go to the market, go to the SBI bank. Ratan Tata goes to the SBI. Please give me the electoral bond. And the SBI manager will ask that which amount bond you want. So he will issue. So Tata will say that just give me the 1,000 rupee bond. Just make me the 1,000 rupees bond, and he will make the bond to the Ratan Tata, and the Ratan Tata bring this bond to himself, and then he will go to the party office like BJP. So he will give this bond to the BJP, and the BJP will issue it to the SBI, and they will make the money out of it and transfer it into the BJP account. So that's how it is work. But if you know that somehow the Tata is coming with this bond and his driver stole his bond, as he doesn't like he knows that my boss is gonna give this bond to the BJP, but he doesn't like the BJP, so he will go to the Congress office and he will give this bond to the Congress, and they will withdraw the 1,000 rupees amount. So what's the concept? It is the bearer bond. Means that who is the having the money, who is having that bond certificate, he can give to any of the political party. Like we have the like we have our currency notes. Whoever have these currencies, he is the owner. We can't claim that it's our currency. Basically, don't go into the much detail. Like we can go to the court, we have the proof. It doesn't matter. That's the too deep thing. But this simplifies that it is a bearer bond. Okay, now you have understand us a little bit about the electoral bond. How does it work, and what are these things? So electoral bonds are come into being, and it was working nicely since 2018. And as you have seen that the political funding is growing day by day, and the major party is the ruling party. But if you have analyzed that when the SBI make the 1,000 rupees bond, obviously the Ratan Tata has given make the payment or online payment. So it means that the not the ECI doesn't having gonna have the this information that how does this money have come to him or the other thing, but the ruling government which can regulate the SBI, they are surely have the control over the anonymity that they can know that the Ratan Tata has made the 1,000 rupees bond and they haven't received that this amount. So that's so they can charge, they can make policy, they can send ED if they are not funding their political party. So it is that the most problem that they are facing, the businessmen, and it also have the much effect like the businessmen can can easily send their money, easily invest or send influence the politics by money by as you have seen that the trade horsing, buying of MLAs, defections. These all things are done through the money, and the businessmen are the main source for the politicians to buy the MLAs because they fund their party to make the. Then if they are funding them, then surely they are giving them uh, uh, some sort of benefits, like making the policies in their favor and and not implementing much sort of restrictions on them. So that's how it is working. Okay. Now there is the petition by the some activists. They are the CPIM, the Communist Party of India Marx, and the ADR, which are represented by the Prashant Bhushan. He's one of the renowned uh, lawyer or advocate in the Supreme Court. So he said that electoral bonds are not fulfilling fulfilling the main purpose of regulating the money in money in political elections. So, and the main thing is that they are not wearing for the anonymity. Obviously, that the ruling government can know about it, but other cannot. So it is harming the 19(1)(a), that is right to information of the citizens. Because if the citizen doesn't know about the which political part, which businessman, which corporate funding, which company is funding with whom, and how they are funding, why they are funding, then how can we make the sort of decisions? Like there's this company. If we took an example of XYZ company, and he is widely popular, widely infamous in the in surroundings that they pollute environment, they produce the work for the harmful chemicals, but you are that person, you are nature loving, you are the activist sort of thing, and that XYZ company is favoring the BJP, and you don't know that this company is funding the BJP, and you are voting that the BJP. So it is internally going for through their ethical values, but you don't know about. If you know about it, then you would have to make a right decision. You have voted to the another party, which is not into it. So that's it, and you can make an issue of it. That's so now now Supreme Court has said that first of all it is the violation of 19(1) Article A, subsection A. So through it, it is unconstitutional to have the electoral bond. And second, the SBI has to give all the information to ECI regarding the electoral bonds, that who have purchased how much bond, purchased how much bond. That's the uh, current verdict given by the Supreme Court. So there is this term that the electoral trust, which was majorly in the use from the 2013 to 2016. After the electoral bonds, it almost get extend. In this, basically, what this is also really according to the political funding. That how does it work? Let me explain you. That as you can see, that there's the Satya Electoral Trust, and there is General Electoral Trust, Triumph Electoral Trust, Samaj Electoral Trust, Janprati, Progressive. These are the various electoral trusts. This is basically what does it means that if the political party is funding, they will give this money to this trust. Like you can see that the Bharti Airtel, DLF, India Boost, JSL, and various other companies, and there is also in the company, there are the other various companies. They are sending money to this trust, and now these trusts will disburse this amount into the various political parties. So through this, that they are not sending the money. Actually, the trust is sending money to the BJP in this amount, and the local Lok Janshakti Party, Rashtriya Janata Dal, NCP, and the Congress, all this trust is sending, not the Airtel company, because it is just the share, because it is just sending the money to the Satya Electoral Trust. Through it, the Satya Electoral Trust is sending money to the other parties. Like you can see that this doesn't mean that the Bharti Airtel doesn't cannot send money in the general electoral. They can, but the main dispersal power is with this trust, not with the Airtel company. So this does it. But after coming into being that the electoral bonds, this is also uh, almost out of use. So as you have seen that while we are discussing the electoral bonds, you have assumed that why not I make a BJP? Why I don't? Why I couldn't make a party? I should make a party through which I can get the funding from the electoral bonds, basically the black money, because it also have the tax rebate, but you can't because the according to the RP Act, Representation of People Act 1975, only that political party which have secured 1% vote in Lok Sabha elections, they can get the funding from the electoral bonds. They can get the electoral bonds because in the electoral bonds, if we try to, then there is the money laundering activities can increase and other things and other anonymity things, that how the funding is coming. Like for example, we can check. It is in my view that the electoral bonds is not much good scheme, as the other foreign countries can invest in XYZ party through electoral bonds by opening their subsidiary companies. As you know that there are the many companies which are functioning in the India, and they can easily invest money in that company, in that political party through electoral bonds, and they can influence the elections and make the unstable government. So this can be the dangerous thing because you doesn't know the anonymity. There's wide thing of anonymity between the voters. If you know that the Chinese company is giving funding to this political party, then you know that this country is not in the favor of India. Then you wouldn't vote for it, as you know the intentions that why the China is funding usually in the that this Chinese firm is usually investing in this political party. You know the intentions because they are the Chinese. They can do anything. So that's how. Because there is no anonymity, you don't know the which political party is having money. There is always, if the businessman is giving money to the political party, then it should be and there will be this that the quid pro quo, that the party will give something to the business, like they can introduce the policies in their favor, and they can know about them that earlier that we are going to bring this policy will and make these preparations which will benefit you. So that's how it is working. So that's all for today, and thanks. Have a good time. Have a good time.